Bearer of good news at all times. Not really, but yeah, end of summer. An 8-week time frame that we got a lot accomplished. It was an exciting time for our veterans. I think from the standpoint that their first really full off season with us, with Fletch. We did testing today. I'm always excited. I get excited this time of year because I can see the gains and to see a guy like Trent Frazier touch out at 11 feet 4 inches. To see a guy that comes in and Tevian Jones at 7 pounds and change his body. To see a guy like Io who came in and Io was a little bit fatigued, a little bit at the start of the summer with some obvious USA basketball obligations, and a guy that literally added leg strength, increased his quickness, increased his vertical. Those are exciting things because with that and those increases come confidence. And we threw a lot of basic, very basic fundamental teaching things at them this year. We literally kept it at elementary pace, and we tried to clean up some things that we know we had to be better at from last year. I've leaned on our veterans a great deal to help in that area, and then we've probably expanded just a little bit in terms of what we've put in our system, being able to advance that a little bit. So I'm excited. The veterans have done an incredible job of leading. In my time, 30 years, I've been hard pressed to find anyone who's improved more from one season to the next. And I'm going back a year to when I got here, in DeMonte Williams, and what he has physically done with his body, what he's done with his game. It is like adding a completely different player and seeing that. And he's become a guy that has been vocal and a real leader. Aaron has been off the chart, lean Kipper up. If you look at Kip's down 10 or 11 pounds. That's helped him in every aspect of the game, especially on the defensive side. So we're excited about that. And then Trent has been a guy that has really improved his game. Physically, he may not look better, but pound for pound, maybe one of the stronger guys. Not maybe, he is one of the stronger guys on our team. So he's increased his vertical a bunch. He's happy that he's around dunking balls and making look easy now. So I'm excited about that confidence level that our veterans have made. And that's what this time of season is about. And we will get a few weeks off, and then we will reconvene here in August and September 27th, 28th, somewhere right in there. We have an early start to practice this year, and it's right around the corner. So we'll get back after it after a few weeks off, and they deserve it. And really excited, Bill, about the way the summer's gone.
The size of the beast. What do you hope he adds on the court, and when do you hope to see him on the court?
Well, I don't want to put a timetable on when we see him. I think that's everybody's different. We heard various things last year with DeMonte, and we even contemplated redshirting DeMonte up until really the week before practice. So I don't want to put a timetable on him. He's a grown man, and he's 7 foot. I guess he'll be somewhere by the time we play. He'll be in the 270 range to 280. But here's a guy who's a proven rebounder. He's an extremely skilled guy. It's been fun having him around this summer just on the sideline because you can sense his IQ and his feel for the game. Picks up things very easily. And we don't want to bring him out here until he's completely healthy but a very mature guy that obviously has some size and some skill that will help us.
Coach, so much anticipation around Trent and Io playing together, competing with each other in practice. What have you noticed them be on the same court, just that competitive relationship?
Well, I think they're good for each other, and I think that you throw Andres Feliz in that mix along with DeMonte, and you've got 4 guys who are going at it at a pretty high clip every single day, and they make each other better. And the one thing I love is Trent has not been afraid to step in and help, and to help call it nurse them along and understand what the offense is about and what the opportunities are. So he's been very, very. I've been very impressed with that about him. He's stepping into a leadership role, and yet that group together loves to compete. That's why they're here. Io's as competitive as anybody. He loves to challenge regarding Trent, and he's got his hands full there.
Yeah, they need Higgs as well. What is adding kind of more to your front court?
Well, it makes us better defensively, we hope. I think that I've said it many times. I get more involved in the recruiting process with length than I do height and size. You get a guy like DeMonte at 6'3", 6'4", and yet he's got 6'11" wingspan. And so guys can play bigger than they truly are, and that's what's exciting. Tevian's long, Allen's long, Anthony's long. Anthony's got he's a piece that we didn't have. He's 6'7", 6'8", 230, 235-pound guy that has a physical presence about him to go along with athleticism, and you throw in the fact that he fits the model we were after with 2 state championships. There's a kid who's won, and we're sure excited about him stepping foot on campus.
Not the first freshman was talked about, but what have you seen from Georgie this
year? Georgie has done everything that we've hoped and more. Georgie's got, be careful when I say this, because it sounds very cliche, but he's got an old man game. He's got a very, very mature game. His game is based on IQ, feel. He makes plays that are the right plays, but right now they're wrong because not everybody's on the same page. His maturity level is beyond his years. And then, he's 240 pounds, his body fat's way down, he's got great feet. We had a situation today where he ended up on Trent, kept Trent in front of him, and then he's got tremendous length. So we need him to be a better rebounder than what he's shown this summer, but we'll start harping on that in August.
Any update on the summer camp?
Yeah, it's just a day-to-day. We're working on that. The academic part of that is something I don't talk about until we get the go-ahead. We expect him to be here in uniform when school starts up in the fall.
And last summer, Tyler was probably the only one that knew your system. How much of a difference has it made, especially with as many newcomers you have, that you've got 6 or 7 guys?
Yeah, it's very, very nice to have, so I don't have to lead everything. And I say when coaches have to lead everything and coach, it becomes more challenging. And now you've got those 6 guys, and there are 7 guys with Samson and Drew. Drew and Tyler know this thing inside and out. They're bringing plays in my office all the time, saying, "Hey, we can look at this, we can look at that, it'll fit." And those are 2 future coaches who think it and understand it. So, but it's nice to have it on the court while the game's going on. A guy like DeMonte, a guy like AJ. Know when to cut, know what to look for, and they can communicate that. And it's not always me having to do that. So there's, we talk about the cliche. The best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores. It's also the same thing about first year to second year in a program. You have veterans who know and understand what is expected, and this group has been very, very good this summer.
You have Thomas walk up around the coach. What has he shown the kids, talk to the kids about?
Yeah, I think there's so many things about Thomas that our guys can learn from. He didn't have a scholarship offer to, now he's signed a tremendous contract with one of the top teams in Lithuania, and he's done it at every level. He talked to our guys about that. He worked with some of our guys on different things. Kipper spent a lot of time with him, and yet, I think he talked to the guys about me, about what winning was and why we won at SFA when he was a part of it, and all those things are great for our guys to hear, because here's a guy who's done it. He's making a tremendous living doing it, and that's where all these guys want to get to.
As a follow-up to my last one, have there been moments in workouts where you were gonna point something out that needed to be fixed, and there's a player that beat you to the punch?
Yeah, a lot. And Scott, I think the one thing I tried to do is lean on those guys a lot more, and maybe jump on those guys a little more than the new guys. You know, because I want AJ to lead. He knows. I want Tyler to lead because he knows, and not let an opportunity go by to help Io, to help Allen, to help whoever it is understand what we're doing. Because it's all for the good of the team. And when we get that bond and that commitment, that unit, where we're all together, then we'll really have something.
Brad, last year, Trent showed some signs of leadership towards the end of the season. Have you seen that continue during the summer, and how do you look for him to continue that leadership once your practice begins in September?
Well, you know, I think everybody has an understanding that Trent's a very good player, and when you get leadership from one of your better players, and he's proven it, and he's proven it at a very high level, and yet, you know, Trent's as competitive as any guy I've ever seen, as competitive as any guy out here, and he wants to win, and he knows to win he's got to have Io, he's got to have Jordan, he's got to have all these new guys make a commitment to winning as well. So Trent's not afraid. I've said that. He's got tremendous swagger. He's not afraid to lead. He's been very, very assertive on the court, which is much more so than last year. And I'm demanding that. And you know, he's a very willing learner, and he wants that role.
Brad, with this team with a lot of new parts, what do you make of the schedule and what this means for the team?
Yeah, I mean, the schedule's obviously one of the best in the country. You know, I said when I came here, we were going to play really good people. I think when you're building, when you're establishing, let's go play the best. Let's set the standard. I mean, I think people need to understand. I'm not going to run away from it. We're at the University of Illinois. We're one of the best programs in the country, and you know what? I get it. There's some youth out here, and that doesn't mean we shouldn't win. That doesn't mean we're not going to expect to win. And if we want to get what we're going to get and hope to get to, we need to play people. And you know, playing bottom 250 down, you know what? At the end of the day, if that comes conference time and we're not ready to play, then shame on me. That's not going to happen. We're going to play the best, and you know, if there's some speed bumps along the way, those are growing pains. We'll take those. But Illinois basketball is going to stand for something, and this schedule is part of what we're going to stand for.
Out of the newcomers, pick up the system and what you're trying to do.
Well, I don't like singling out. I think Georgie's got a maturity. I think Georgie's he's got a tremendous feel. He's got a tremendous understanding of what we do, and I think that's helped him. You know, Allen's had some moments because he's run versions of what we do, and you know, then Io is just an extremely high IQ player. Io picks things up very, very well. And, you know, they've all had their moments, but, you know, Georgie's a high IQ guy. You don't have to tell him things many times. Io's in that same mold. So, you know, guys learn at a different rate, different pace, and it's our job to get them all on the same page, but those two have been very, very good.
How has the summer been for Allen so far?
It's been very, very good. You know, I think the one thing that's helped Allen is the weight room, and you know, getting stronger and getting tougher with the ball. And you know, Allen's an elite shooter. He's a guy that has the ability to make very hard shots. He's got great range. He can shoot it off the bounce, and with the added strength he's gained and the weight he's gained, he's got a productive summer.
What is Andres Feliz? How's he transitioning? Coach the JUCO level. How's he transitioning to this level?
You know, I put Andres and I've left him out, and not intentionally. He's right there with Georgie, and he kind of got that maturity and old man's game, so to speak. And we've been very, very pleased with the way he shot it. It was a great decision to make. You know, Andres, even though we like to play fast, the game is slow to him, and he's a pit bull defensively. So it's we've had some fun battles this summer watching him Trent go out.
You talked so much about culture last year. What's kind of your gauge of that this summer?
Better. I think that I'll hold ultimate judgment till we get everybody here. but I love the direction it's going. It's been a tremendous breath of fresh air in terms of the youthful exuberance. It's been out here every single day. Their willingness to listen, their willingness to want to learn. They're competing and playing awfully hard, and we're not having to beg for that. I've been really, really pleased with the culture, and you can tell that there's guys in this program who have achieved a great deal to this point, and they know what that takes, and that's fun to be with.
Coach, you've been around Adam Fletcher for about 17 months now, and you had a very busy summer with a bunch of new players. What have you just observed watching them work with them, about 8 new players, and trying to get them ready for what you're expecting?
Well, I think in today's world, Fletch and our strength coaches are guys that are vital. They actually spend as much time or more time with them than we do, and you know, the message that he sends is the message our program is about. And not only is he demanding in terms of what he does and asks for our players to get them better, but he's also a guy that works the mental part of it, and he can build a lot of things in that weight room. We have a saying that the weight room never lies, and Fletch challenges him in a lot of areas, just from nutrition to strength to speed to jumping, you name it, and he's the best in the country, and we're very fortunate. Our players are very fortunate to have him.
Brad, it sounds like some NCAA changes will come to recruiting in the summer. What do you think of the proposals, and do you think things need to change, or do you think this is for the benefit of college basketball?
Well, I think there's a whole judgment till we obviously see. I think August 8th is the final deadline. You've seen so much, and then we talk in July on the road. I think there's so many great things that come out of summer basketball. I think the one thing that we can't do is just lump everybody into one group and say, you know, this is the way it is. You know, AAU basketball started years ago because it was to help in a cost-effective measure for low to mid-major schools to be able to go to a venue and see multiple kids, and I don't think we should lose sight of that. I think there's a lot of great AAU coaches and great programs who do a lot of good for young people, and yet there probably will be change. We'll see how all that turns out. I think there's opportunity for opportunities in the month of June that I would love to have the opportunity to go see, you know, top 100 camp at NBA, and you know, the Morris Shootout in this state I grew up going to, and we could go is a wonderful venue and an event. So we'll see how all that plays out, but I would expect there to be some. There's no doubt the Rice Commission's put a lot of time into that, and we'll see those very soon.
How's the class of 2019 pursuit then compared to the class of 2018 when you guys first got in?
Well, we've got relationships, and I think, you know, the one thing with relationships is you have a certain level of comfort, and you know them much better than you did, you know, a year ago at this time. So you know, I think you in today's culture, you recruit every position pretty much. You don't get too dialed in because your roster can change from year to year, but yeah, I think it's been much more a little bit at ease. I think it's been better for our staff knowing that exactly what we're looking for, exactly what I'm looking for, and like I said, I got one of the best staffs in the country, so I feel great about the direction these guys are going.
You talked last season about DeMonte coming in there to get shots with Aaron. Is there a guy this summer that you seem to get out of the game?
Georgie's that guy. You know, it's Georgie, the guy that wakes up early. Tevian's another one that they spend endless hours in this gym. You know, Georgie had a run there where he wasn't sleeping very well, and you know, he would be in here at 5:30 in the morning and meeting Fletch, and you know, that's the kind of commitment that the winners have, and you know, Tev and Alan and I, all those guys, they do it at different times of the day, but this group all works, and they're not going to get any complaints from me about not putting enough time in the gym.
I've heard Georgie brought the full package of personality to it. Did you notice that?
You guys will find out soon enough that you know, Georgie Georgie's got a bicycle that he doesn't know how to ride but thinks he does, and his flip-flops are his brakes, and yet he's fun. You know, he is definitely an energy giver, not an energy taker, and love that personality, and it becomes very contagious. Io's a guy that's full of personality as well, and that's something that was very much needed, and they provide that.
How does this operation function?
Oh, geez. You know, you can't say enough positives about someone who's does things in the background, does it from the goodness of her heart, helps so many people. You know, you don't, I sure don't take it lightly. You know, and her experience here has been probably more meaningful to me than anything, just simply because she has a knowledge of people. She knows so many people, and she does a great job with our managers. She does a great job with our players. It's always a good sign when you walk in as a coach and they're calling her mom. And yet, you know, she's earned the opportunity to go retire and enjoy the rest of her life. And you know, she'll always be an Illini. She'll always be very, very special to our staff and to myself and my wife. And we're going to miss her. And there's unfortunately basketball programs and life doesn't slow down. You got to keep going, and we'll do the best we can to make up for it.
How's your knee?
Sore. We had a little surgery, and we're a couple weeks out now, and got a little swelling in it, but we made it through last week on the road, and but we're on the mend, and we'll be back. And we've got Paul Schmidt, a great trainer, and a bin full of ice, and we'll keep doing what we do.
Going back to Anthony, where do you just feel like his role could be with this team?
You know, I'm excited to see that, because I truly don't know. I think his versatility is something that excites me. There's a guy that can step out and shoot it. He's a guy that defensively, with his body type and his athleticism, can guard probably a 3-4-5, and he's been known as a very, very competitive rebounder. You know, those guys fare pretty well with me. And you know, so I think as he comes in and has to pick things up, you know, there's a big upside for him with his athleticism and his length, and somebody that weighs 235, 240 pounds. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm really excited about his upside.
You mentioned Iowa and Trent. What does the dynamic of their relationship remind you of? Does it kind of remind you of anybody you've had before?
Yeah, actually a lot. We were very fortunate at Kansas State in our Elite Eight year. We had a kid named Denny Clemente at Kansas State when I was with Frank, and then we had a kid named Jacob Poland, and both completely different players, as these two are. The only thing that was similar was those guys were similar in size, where I was 6'4", and Tripp's a little smaller, but one's speed, one's got size and length, one's a great shooter, and they're just different. It's and that magnetic pull, and then at the end of the day, they're both extremely competitive. That's a nice vibe. If they're 3/4 as good as those guys, then I'm in good shape.
You know, back to the schedule, I think there's like 4 games that we didn't know yet, but with Evansville, East Tennessee, FAU, and Savannah State, how do you make that group as prep for going to Maui, where you get top 5 team probably in the first round?
Which night do we get one? I mean, almost every night I think we get a top 10 team. But I think that you have to develop. You have to play. You know, we've got, I think, 8 or 9 games maybe before finals that are high-level games, and you know, these guys will be coming, I want to say immune, but they're going to get used to playing against the best. You know what? You watch these kids in the summer, and they play against the best, and so you know, I think there's you know, we're going to get thrown early to find out what we got and see how well we execute and do those things, and then you get you know, you get an East Tennessee team who's extremely well coached. Evansville's obviously in a little transition, but a Missouri Valley school. You know, in FAU's got a lot back, and a coach that was with Mike White in Florida, and they'll know the scouting report. They've got one of my former assistants on their staff, so you know, you've got in their Conference USA team. So there's no easy ones, that's for sure. And you know, you start worrying about you know, we got a lot of travel. There's no doubt about that with Maui, and in the middle of that, and then you've got league games in December. So you know, we'll be ready. We'll be ready.
That November 2nd exhibition, is that a public exhibition or is that a closed?
We gotta ask Joey. I don't know. How bad is that? I know we're doing 1-1, so I would probably. Derek, is November 2nd open scrimmage, or is that a? What are we doing November 2nd? Exhibition. All right. So I don't even know. So.
Certainly you'll know more in the fall, but more perimeter length. You feel like this is a group that's more defensively capable.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, I think that it's one of the things we tried to establish in recruiting was guys with length and guys with some quickness and some speed and you know, you've got you can look at Georgie. I mean, Georgie's exceptionally long. I mean, you look at all these guys, and really Trent's kind of the only exception when it comes to length, that he doesn't have a great deal of it. But the rest of these guys got some length and you know, get you in the passing lanes a little bit easier and half a step quicker, and those are all things that we've tried to build on.
With having all these new guys, just how's the chemistry been like developing on and off the court so far?
Right now, I think it's been unbelievable. I think we've done a lot of team building stuff this year. We've spent a lot more time on that. I think it's very important that guys get to know truly when they say family. We act like that, and I wasn't comfortable with that last year. It was very evident, and this year we've made it a big point to have a locker room that is pulling for each other and playing for the name on the front of our jersey. So I've been very, very pleased with that thus far, and good guys who are winners, and that happens to transcend not only on the court but into the locker room as well.
On the court, has there been any growing pains with them just trying to get familiar with each other's habits?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's to be expected, and I think it's something that we're going to continue to deal with, you know, throughout. I mean, I think, you know, there's so many new moments for all of these guys, and you know, freshmen are freshmen, and then you throw in the fact that they're learning a different system, they're at a different place. You think about all the transitions that people go through when you move. That's basically what you're asking young guys to do, and now we've got a new friends, and it just becomes a lot. So you know, it's a transition time, and we're very receptive to that and understanding of that, and we've spent a lot of time with these guys. These guys want to be around, and that's something that is very refreshing. We spend a lot of time in this building together, and so we've really gotten to know this group very, very well.
This is kind of a curveball question, but so when you got here, you know, you had to hit the ground running. I'm guessing you weren't going out to the ice cream places and finding little hidden gems in Champaign, but now you've been here a year and a half. I'm guessing you've gotten a chance to relax a little bit more this summer. What's one hidden gem of the area that you didn't know when you moved here? What's one place you pick up fond of?
My waistline. You know, I think there's two. One, I love the downtown area here in town, and not just one establishment. We go down there a lot. I enjoy that because it's alive, it's vibrant, it's fun. You know, and then I think that you know, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I am a very big fan of what Jarlings does, presents itself on a nice summer evening.
You're aware who's a part owner of Jarlings, right?
I am. Yeah. I am. I see him on the road all the time, and well, I'm making him wealthy. But yeah, it's become. And then Art Mart's become another little little favorite little spot that we dive into. So yeah, I think that's the beauty of being here now, and I don't want to say slowing down because it hasn't, but I'm getting to know my neighbors, and that's been fun. And when you dive into a community and you start to really get to know people, then it feels like home, and you're excited to go home because you know who your neighbor is and what everything's about, and do those little things that make you feel settled.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad.